Hey guys, Jonathan here. Welcome to this live streaming number 7. Today, what I'm gonna show you is a kind of tutorial really awesome because I will show you how you guys can design this rocket, okay, in your real time. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, okay, and you can ask some questions in the end of this streaming, okay. So guys, before I get started here in this tutorial, let's try to understand here first these shapes that I'm gonna use. All right, we have here these references. I got these references from the Pinterest, okay, and I'd like to say hello to everyone that is getting here now, okay. If you are listening to me, just type here, okay, say hello so I can see if you are listening to me. So don't forget guys to watch this video tutorial until the final, okay, so you don't miss anything here, any step. Okay, I'm gonna start here by creating a pixel layer in the raster mode, as you can see here. Let me hide my webcam. All right, and the first step that I'm gonna use, I will select here my brush, okay, and you guys need to understand these shapes here. As you can see here, we have let me change the color so you guys can see better. We have here 3 shapes: this one here, and this one here. Okay, it's a little bit horrible. I'm not focusing in this symmetrical thing here. And this stage here, you need to understand the concept, okay, this concept here. And as you can see, there is a depth here, all right, of these details. And there is another references that you guys can take a look, as you can see here, this one, you know. And after understanding these shapes here, you can start to design your own rocket, okay. I'm gonna design here my version, okay. I'm gonna turn on the symmetrical effects, okay. I'm gonna show you here how you guys can activate in the paint brush tool. You guys can activate here the symmetry, as you can see here, you know. And remember to adjust here this line and try to look, you know, as you can see here. And we are going to mirror this option, okay. And you guys can just start to sketch your idea, okay. I'm gonna do a kind of icon, you know, as you can see here. And in this stage here, guys, try to put your ideas, okay. If you don't know to draw, there is no problem because you guys can vector over and try later on to just adjust, you know. I'm doing here this shape here, okay. Now I can try to make kind of fire here, and I'm putting here my ideas, okay. So in this stage, before I get into the vector, hello Orlando and Fazio, welcome. And as you can see here, I'm doing these shapes, okay. And the details, remember, you can add later on, okay. This is basically the drawing that I did here. We can add some details, like for example something like this, points to here and to here, okay. And of course you guys can try to polish more these lines. I'm gonna change here the color of this shape and try to define better this line here where I want to apply the vector, okay. Why this is important? Because guys, this is like a house planning, you know. Remember, if you are planning to build a house or whatever, you have to place your ideas before you build your house. This is a really nice way to have the concept. Let me give you an example of how you guys can shade this. I'm gonna shade here. Let me just show you here. You guys can deactivate here the symmetry tool, and you can try to apply the shades. Okay, this is a pretty rough sketch. Okay, and don't forget guys, if you are new here, hit the already the subscribe button or the like, because you are going to support this channel a lot. And now guys, I'm gonna create a vector layer. Let me save this project. Okay, I'm gonna back here and save the project. As you can see, it's loaded, and I'm back here. Okay, because in case if we lost, the app crash sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna use here the paint tool, or if you don't know to use, for example, the paint tool, you guys can use let me try here, choose this one. You know, you have here in this option many tools. I'm gonna use here the this one here. Where is here? Okay, it's here. Let me try change this color here to see better. As usual, you know my workflow, or if you don't know, you are seeing now. And let me place here the layer, because behind of our sketch. Okay, and you guys, with this shape, you can change here the curve. As you can see here, let me reduce the sketch so you guys can see better. The sketch is here. Can you see now better? Okay, and let me check here. As you can see, there is this shape that you guys can change. Okay, also let me place like this. I think it's good. Just a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna start another shapes like these ones. You know, I will start now the bottom side. I'm gonna use the triangle here. Let me change the color again, this one. And as you can see, we have the top point. Let me mirror here, just change this direction. Okay, because it's like this. Okay, as you can see, you can organize your layers in this panel here as well. I can also lock this, you know, in order to not grab this sometimes if you select the layers. And I'm gonna use the paint tool to draw these wings. Okay, let me use the paint tool. I am used to use the paint tool because I feel comfortable. For me, it's faster, and I'm using here paint tool now. Let me teach you guys. Let me save this and back here again, because I'm gonna use the symbol tools. This is my first time that I'm gonna use the symbol tools in this live, on my live stream. Click here, add symbol from selection. You have now these symbols, and you guys can insert the symbols again. Remember to flip here. Okay, and now what you guys can do, it is a really amazing technique that I like to use for symmetrical shapes. As you can see here, we have these two wings, and you guys can change at the same time. Okay, so instead of duplicating all the time, you guys can change this in real time. If you know my channel here, basically you already see this technique. Okay, now we have these wings ready to change whatever we want. And now I'm gonna do here this shape here. Okay, I'm gonna use here the paint tool, because I can use and have more control. Or you guys, oh, let me show you. I'm gonna use it here. If you don't know how to draw the trapezoid, okay, because I know some of you is very beginner and sometimes you want to save time, but if you are use it to use paint tool, try to use more, you know. Let me check here. Okay, that's fine for now. We need to, you guys can adjust here these two sides. This is really great. I choose the tools on Affinity Design because you can adjust. Okay, I'm placing here the shapes, as you can see here in my guide. Okay, this is my guide for my Patreon. I'm using here just the shape. Ignore this one, okay? Don't lose your time doing this yet. We are doing just these shapes. Okay, I'm gonna do here the top. You guys can do something really fast here. Click on this shape, insert inside, and drag and drop. Okay, we have our another shape here. Okay, and now for this one again, drag and drop, and here we go with our shapes. Okay, of course we still need to adjust these shapes, but the prototype is ready. Okay, now it's time to adjust these curves. Okay, so I'm gonna use here a lot the node tool, I'm gonna show you here in this option. Okay, and also if you don't know how to adjust this, remember to click in this tool. Okay, and you guys are going to change this to curve, as you can see here. Okay, and here we go. I'm gonna change here this curve. Okay, and try to fit this in this trapezoid. Okay, I have no idea how this will look like, you know. So my live streaming is supposed to be really something organic. I have no plan sometimes to what kind of stuff to bring here. Let me change here again to curves, and it is really awesome because now I can work in my freelancing jobs, and also I can always update my YouTube channel, because sometimes to bring a video is really time consuming to edit, you know, but I really enjoy to bring contents to here. And okay, we have this shape. Now we can adjust this shape here. Okay, let me convert this to curve, but you guys can make a backup. Okay, let me teach you something. Make backups of your main objects. I will duplicate this, but let me save this. Okay, is a habit that I use to save my projects. And okay, we have two layers here, a backup, and this one I'm gonna convert this to curve, because once you change your shape to curve, you cannot use the modifiers, you know, that Affinity offers to you. Okay, the shape is, I think is fitting nice now. Okay, and you can also try to increase here to see more of the shapes from your sketch, you know. And now it's time to let me apply here another technique. You know, I mean, I always like to use new techniques in order to show you. As you can see here, I'm adding outline, stroke, you know, like this. Let me change the color, you guys can see better. Something like this. Okay, and if you want to align this, make sure to select these two guys here, and align options. Oh, be careful, because you need to select this shape here. It needs to be in the same layer. Okay, now I think it is work. Okay, it's aligned, you know, as you can see, pretty well aligned. Good. And I will duplicate this guy here, and I will show you another technique. Guys, don't quit off this live stream, because we will learn a lot of cool things. Okay, I don't want to hear excuse. And here we go. I'm gonna, for example, this ellipse, as you can see here, you know, is gonna be the dots, the dots. Let me change the gap, as you can see here. Also, let me adjust here, because you need to set up, you know, to match this option here. As you can see, this is the distance between the dots, as you can see. Okay, and you guys can add more dots by doing this. Okay, let me change the color so you guys can see better. Okay, so here in the stroke panel, in this button, you guys can set up the options of your dots, as you can see here. Okay, let me copy this, because I'm gonna teach you another technique that you guys can use. And let me apply the vector tool, and I'm using the pen tool actually, and you guys can see here more dots. Okay, and let me adjust these wings. As you can see here, it's gonna fit this, right? Okay guys, for now the pixel is not necessary anymore. I have here already the shapes. Okay, and you guys can change here the shape if you want. So I want to do something more simple, you know, not very realistic. And remember, you guys can always change the curves. A little big and fat rocket, I think it's gonna be really nice. Okay, as you can see here, you guys can change here this thing. Yes, Clark, you can watch later, but I'm gonna leave here the link of the Telegram that I've created. Our Telegram chat, not chat actually, sorry, it's a channel. Okay, it's a channel because I have a Telegram group made for my patrons, and on there you guys can have access to these live streamings, because some live streaming I am taking off from YouTube, you know, because sometimes people don't watch if it's available all the time. Okay guys, as you can see here, I'm placing the colors. Okay, as you can see, the shape is done. Now I'm focusing on the colors. Okay, the colors, we are not doing the values yet. The colors, I'm going to use maybe a red, something like this. This is supposed to be really fast. Okay, the wings are going to be ready red as well, something like this. The fire, okay, maybe duplicate this fire and reduce here. It's really simple guys, as you can see here. There's no secret at all what I teach here. This demands a lot of practice, of course, because with more you practice, with more you draw things, you create, more you have visual labor to bring solutions. And of course, try to always to look at these references, as you can see here, so you can have more ideas. But let me just adjust here these shapes, something like this. And remember guys, this is the layer order so sometimes this is really a mess, you know. And duplicate this guy again and place to white, something like this. Cool. And we can do main art style. We can do flat or shadings, but I'm gonna do this as you know, I would call this wave shadings, you know. I'm gonna do this little bit shading. Let me use here the elliptical mode. The elliptical mode, I think, can be really nice to use. as you can see here. Remember guys, try to look at these references, okay? As you can see, there is a dark, there is a light here, okay? And also for this one, let me place this light, the shade here, okay? And the fill tool you guys can use here as well, okay? Let me now change this color here, as you can see, to white, maybe a blue. You guys can make some shading like this. Let me teach you. I'm gonna use the pencil tool. No, something much more simple, the rectangle, okay? I'm not going to go to a hard level, just a basic beginner level, okay? Drag this rectangle inside of this main circle, as you can see here, okay? Yes, you can keep it like this, but you guys can use the transpose tool, okay? Make something like this and duplicate this, bring something like this as well. All right, and let me add a little bit of shading here and this radial. Let me show you here the radial. You guys can try something like this, you know, right? And the stroke here, as you can see, you can always adjust here, okay? I don't know which color I can use here, maybe because this is a blue and I want to give a contrast, you know. I think this color is good, it's not bad. All right, and for this point here, let me duplicate this guy here and flip. You guys can click in this tool, this panel, flip and place to here, okay? And let me apply here some lines. For example, as you can see here, this is gonna be a kind of line, you know, but this is a very soft line, okay? I will try to reduce the opacity here, as you can see, okay, to have some details. And also let me apply here the shading for this guy here. And of course, if you guys want to keep a flat design, just don't use the fill tool, okay? Try to avoid to use fill tool if you want to make a flat design. So in my designs, I'm used to use shadings and stuff like that, okay? So here I've created 1 2 3 4 5 points, and I've just changed here the color. So I will not dive into all the theories that I give on my Patreon community, but try to always change the colors between the analogous color, okay? Not focusing in one line. Try to always to change between them, okay? This is the principles that you guys can use. Okay, let me check here the lines, because I want to change here these lines. You guys can use the opacity in order to, you know, to bring more transparency here, right? And basically this shape here is done, and you guys can add other shape, because I am thinking that I'm forgetting a shape here. Look guys, let me add this one here, just a sec, because this is the center, you know, the middle shape of this rocket. And you guys, I'm using here the diamond, and you can change here this line, as you can see, okay? Or if you don't want this line, you can just remove this. Okay, maybe I don't know, because it is good. I'll remove this. Hello, Dania, you are late. No problem, no problem at all. Look guys, I have this rocket, and I'm gonna show you here another way to make some shadings. Click here, insert inside, and draw a kind of shadow. Okay, you're not seeing this, but I draw a shadow here, and you guys can use the transparency tool here. Let me place behind of this shape. Okay, you see, and you can control these shadows, and in order to follow this shadow, you can add a little bit of shadow here. Okay, something like this, or here. I'm just trying to see how this will look like. Okay, and you can fix this curve. It's horrible. Let me fix this. Now it's better, because I'm following here. Oh, I'm following here the shape line. Okay, as you can see, and let me add some points of light here. I'm gonna use the vector brush, and I'm gonna use my, let me see, I want to use a flat. Let me use the essential vector, but let me first save this. I don't want to lose this project. Okay, let me select this again, the ink opacity, and now we can draw with the vector brush, with brush default, some lights here. Let me check here if it's selected. Make sure if is the white is selected. Okay, as you can see here, I'm drawing the lights. Okay, make sure if this can be changed. Okay, as you can see here, and reduce it as well. Also, what you can do is insert the vector to here, but make sure this layer needs to be above, you know. You have to change the size of the brush. Okay, and yes, let leave this like this. Reduce this. Okay, and remember, you guys can change here this if you want. So I will leave it like this, because I can see better without this line here. Okay, also let me try to place a little bit more details here. To here, something, yes, to here, and make sure to clean the nodes, because sometimes if you use the brush defaults, maybe you can have some problems with the nodes. Okay, as you can see here, and let me adjust these dots just a little bit. Okay guys, here you go. And for this fire, let me place more red, you know, red to orange, and here we go. And maybe blend more here these colors. As you can see, I'm using the transfer tool, selecting the shape, and blend these tools here. Okay, and the last thing that I want to do here, I don't want to take this too long. Okay, I'm selecting the dots and copy and paste style. The paste style, let me check here. Yes, this is working. Be careful with the transparency if you are using transparency, and change here these colors. Okay, maybe to here, And you guys can also change here the amount of dots. 3 is nice, okay, not too much. Okay guys, let me do a background here, okay, because we have finished this rocket. This rocket is done. We did here our version of this rocket, simple and beautiful. And yes, let me change this by the name rocket, as you can see, rocket. Okay, save this. Have you saved it already? No, now I save it. Okay, this rocket in this direction. Remember to group these guys here. Now they are together, and I'm gonna add here a background. I'm gonna do here a quick examples, okay, because the rocket is finished. If you want to leave, don't leave yet. Let me teach you other techniques that you guys can do. I'm doing here this ellipse inserting behind. Okay, let me change here to something like this color or more, a little bit this. And now let me create a kind of planet here, insert inside. I'm just leaving my creativity. You know, I really enjoy to make this kind of stuff because sometimes you automatically have ideas, and I'm using here just inserting side, inserting just basic shapes, and I'm doing here some black hole using inner shadow at the layer effects panel. Okay, reduce here this opacity. You guys can change this direction here. Just some kind of holes, you know, like planet. And this hole here, opacity. Okay, maybe something like this. Right? This is our little world, planet, you know. And you can change here whatever you want, you know, but it's getting out of this planet. It's ready. And let me see here. I will add some stars because it is already in the space, you know. We want to make it flying over the space. And in order to do this, let me add some stars. To add stars, very easy. You can use the stars here shape, you know. You don't need to draw each point. It's quite easy actually. And I'm drawing here. You guys can change the amount of shapes. I can use this one, and let also very simple, you know, a little bit the color, add more here, change the size. I hope you guys is liking this tutorial. Don't forget please to leave a like. This helps so much me. And if you follow this exercise here, this tutorial actually, you guys can share in your Instagram, Facebook, and whatever you want, you know. Feel free to come up with tutorials with me. And guys, we are done for this tutorial. Okay, let me see if I can add some layer effects. I know you guys love to use layer effects. I'm using here the auto glow, and the auto glow is here. Okay, you can change as well these colors if you want, but I think the white is nice, you know, is enough. There's a lot of deals that I can place here. Just the last thing. Okay, the last thing, I will do a white shape here, like the trail of this thing, you know, to give a little bit of action. Or you guys can do something a little bit more dynamic. Look at these guys. Yeah, maybe something like this. A little bit dynamic, maybe. But I think I need to change here this direction. Okay, because yes, now I think it's getting better. I hope, because these curves here is annoying to me very much sometimes. Okay, that's fine. Let's leave it like that. Okay, guys. Here we go with this amazing tutorial, guys. I hope you guys learned a lot of techniques used here. Okay, I hope I did my best here, okay, to explain some points that I think is very important. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to learn more tutorials from what I can teach you, access this link here, okay, and you can become my patron. Okay, on there I make some exercises so you guys can learn exercise and make this exercise, and I will review, and you guys can send it to me directly on my Telegram club. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for your time to watch this tutorial. Okay, and here you go with this amazing live streaming. I hope to see you in the next time. Okay, next week maybe, if we review on there. Bye guys, thank you, bye.